What are we doing today? Today, what we're doing is we're changing a gasket in here because it's leaking. And it's, not leaking a lot, but it's leaking enough. And that drips on the alternator. That can't be good for the alternator. So, we're gonna fix this gasket in here, and we're gonna learn a little bit about gaskets. How to make a gasket, because, well, maybe you can't always get to the store and get a gasket. Maybe the stores are closed, whatever the reason. Maybe you gotta make a gasket. So I'll make a gasket, because I got gasket material, and I don't want to leave the house just to get a gasket for one little thing when I can just make one. So that's what we're gonna do. I started by removing the battery, but there's really no reason that you would have to remove the battery other than to place the camera to video it. It's a good spot, huh? Well, let's hope this remains a good spot. A little wet. It's moving. Oh, yeah, a little coolant came out. Well, I guess we'll just let that leak out, because we'll be taking that off later. I suppose we can, well, we have the tool at hand, we can loosen this hose clamp. And slide that out of the way. Pull the bolts out. Leave the dipstick in because water, or coolant I should say, is leaking around. Sort of let that hang out down there. Yeah, this stuff is really good to drip on the alternator there. It really likes that. It should do that a lot more. Gosh, that seems to keep on leaking. I'd have drained it if I thought it was going to be a problem. But I figured this is the top of the motor there won't be any coolant in there. I mean, it's so far up in the air. But apparently there is a lot of coolant in there, I suppose. Well, now that I got my hands dirty again, got the camera off. Alright, nice and clean again. Relatively clean. Cleanish, clean. Well, gosh darn it, hopefully clean enough. Stop that there. Now we can go to town here. Alrighty, looks like 12mm to the rescue. That's probably close enough. Alrighty. Alright, 12mm bolts out. Let's set them aside. They sure do look nice and rusty. Hey look, there's our thermostat. And here's our nice thin gasket. The gasket looks like it's in good shape. So why is this sucker leaking? I don't know. We'll pull it out. We'll clean it up. And we'll make a new gasket for here. There's a thermostat. There's a gasket, and the gasket appears to be in good shape. It's a little thin right here, and it's blown out the back, but that part doesn't matter. Part here, around here is what matters, and this looks like it's in good shape, except for, I don't know, maybe a little oxidized. Who knows? We'll make a new one. We'll clean everything up, we'll make a new one, and we'll get her all back together again, and we'll have no more leaking. Alrighty. Okay, so take a countertop or any flat surface, put some sandpaper on it, and rub your part on this nice hard flat surface. Until it's nice and clean. This one got some stuff here. This is getting pretty good. So it's getting close. At any rate, that's how you get that part clean. And we gotta do something like that to this surface here. Clean that up so the new gasket will fit, and we gotta clean this here up. So we can use the old gasket in this case as a template, but normally the gaskets get pretty tore up in taking it apart, and you really don't have anything to work with. One thing you can do is you can figure out how much material you need. Finding a piece of this is actually gasket making paper. It's a little thicker than I'd like. It's kind of harder to work with, but you get some gasket working paper. You cut a piece the size you need. Take your all-peen hammer, and you can go around the edge. And that will cut through the paper. Now, you want to get these holes just right. After you get the holes in the right place, then you can put the bolt through there. Then you can put this bolt through the hole after you get those cleared out. I got them marked good enough that I can just cut them out. In fact, I think I'll probably use scissors to do most of this. But okay, so I got a pretty good impression there of where I need the gasket and where I don't need the gasket. Now I can use scissors and cut that out, make it nice and clean and tidy. Come back after a moment. As well. Put this guy in, and that's the part that gets hot, and that's the valve that opens, so you want to put this part in the water. So I went ahead and used my Sharpie to make the lines a lot clearer and easier to see. And also, I didn't mention it, but I'm starting with the inside because it's easier, even though it's easier to work with once I cut this huge hunking thing off. It's easier to get this inside edge, which is the more important one, while it's a big hunk of material. I'll start by just trying to remove large bulk of material. Okay. Getting in here is kind of difficult with the scissors. An easy thing to do would be to fold it in half and then cut through, but I don't want to crease it. I don't want to put in that crease. Yeah, maybe these are not the best scissors. Maybe I can find something better to cut that with. Alrighty, I found some dikes, some diagonal nose cutting pliers. Now that I got the inside cut, I can cut the big chunk of stuff off, and now this will be a lot easier to work with. Actually, I've got a much better way to deal with this. Take this here bolt. Well, I hope I got the camera pointed in the right place. So, get the gasket, take the bolt. You know it's going to be the right size of the hole. And get your hole started really good. Really just great. See that? Ain't that a peach? Well, you know, stuff to do. Clean it up a little bit. Alrighty, that's, you know, in the ballpark. And the bolts gonna fit through there. Boop. Alrighty. We have our gasket that we made. Should fit pretty well right in place. We have our freshly cleaned up mating surfaces. Go ahead and put that right there. This here bolt. We need to line that gasket up a little better. In fact, what we can do, line up the gasket. Put the bolt through it. Where did that other bolt go? The one that we hammered on. There you are. And push the other on the gasket up, push the other bolt through. And she's ready to, oops, I want to get this guy installed. There's a lip in here. That guy fits in snugly into that lip. Gasket fits down on top of it. These here bolts. Here's your 12mm socket. Well, I guess we can also get in here. Make sure this is all clean and dry so that when it's not leaking, we can tell that it's not leaking. Set your wrench to assemble. Torque down on it a bit. Doesn't need that much. I think I'm giving it about 20 foot-pounds. And that's set. We can put this guy back. The oh yeah, this. Alrighty, tighten her down. She's good to go. Go ahead and put these tools away. Now, this is all secure. I got my new gasket in there, paper gasket. You can kind of see on the edges there is a little bit of it hanging out. It's okay. I suppose that makes it obvious that it's a handmade gasket. Now I can put this back on, except for one thing. I dropped my hose clamp down on the ground there, so I got to go down there and do that. Alrighty. There. Alrighty, that seems to be about tidied up. Did I forget anything? Looks like I got everything. Everything seems to be in place. Alternator's still a little wet. And I gotta refill this coolant. Got a little bit here, garbage. Still got a whole lot of good paper, so that's the old gasket, and it actually didn't look too bad, but guessing it slipped past the edges of it. Hopefully the new gasket will be just fine. The main tool I used to make that gasket was this hammer.